is going to be about the prank war that is between my mom and I. And it starts with my mom hacking into my Facebook whenever I leave it up. And she writes the most wonderful things about herself, like how great she is and how I want to be just like her and how she's the best mom ever. So if you ever see a status like that from me, it's not from me. I mean, yeah, I love my mom, but I don't want to be exactly like her. Not exactly how wonderful and great she is. So I thought, that's not cool of you, Mom. I'm gonna get you back. And so I woke up the next day. I woke up 1 minute early, and I hid behind my door and waited for my mom to come and get me, because she wakes me up in the morning because I don't really wake up to an alarm clock. Thankfully, I did that day though. And I sleep in the basement, so I could hear her coming down the stairs to come and get me. It was loud. So I hid behind the door, and when she opened the door, I jumped out and I started screaming and yelling, and she had her coffee in her hand, and she just started screaming because I was screaming, and we were both just yelling, and then she almost spilled coffee on herself because she like jumped backwards, and I thought it was funny, but I also was kind of freaking out a little bit because I didn't really want her to burn herself, but I thought it was funny because she was screaming, and it was hilarious, and I was laughing, and then we were both kind of, it was in the morning, and it was like 6 a.m., we were both just like, this is funny, but let's go back to sleep, but we couldn't because I had school. Anyway, a few days later, I decided that's just not quite enough for you hacking my Facebook every few days. So I took a roll of duct tape and my phone, and I selected one of my brother's very diverse collection of Nerf guns. I took one, or I borrowed it without asking, technically. So I took it and I took it downstairs in my room and I duct taped my phone to it. And I came back upstairs, and right next to the stairs is where the computer is. My mom's sitting at the computer on Facebook with her phone out. She's texting somebody while she's on Facebook, which, really, do you have to have both of those at the same time right in front of you? No. No, you don't, but apparently she does, because she's so into that technology thing. She's worse than a teenage girl about it. Really. So I creep up behind her, and she's not paying any attention at all. I mean, I could have dropped a bomb. She would have been sitting there, twiddling her thumbs, texting whoever she was texting, just chilling out on Facebook, and I would have had a bomb exploding right behind her. And anyway, I still didn't want to give it away, so I still crept soundlessly. I was wearing socks on the hardwood, because, that doesn't make any noise at all. I mean, even though I could have dropped a bomb if I wanted to, I didn't. So I crept up behind her, and I stood there staring over her shoulder for like 5 seconds, and she still had no idea that I was right there. So if my mom ever gets attacked, she's a really easy target. So I come up right behind her, and I'm holding the gun like right in her face, like right next to her head. And so I cock it and I yell, "Hands up," right at her. And I'm just like, "Hands up! Hands up!" And she's yelling, and she spins around in the spinning chair, and she just looks at me, and her eyes are just like wide with fear. And she's just sitting there, "Ah!" And she threw her phone. I don't know why, but that was just the response, to throw her phone across the room and hit the wall, and then it bounced away. And she could have thrown it at me, but she threw it away to the side against the wall. I don't know. But that's what she did. So at least she had one of the things gone. She was just on Facebook then. So she threw her phone, and I'm just laughing because she's still like freaking out and screaming, and I'm laughing because I think it's hilarious. She was so scared. And so a few minutes later, she finally like calms down, and she's laughing with me. And we sit there and we're laughing for 10 minutes about how funny that was. And she thought it was incredible that I had taped my phone to the gun, and I thought it was pretty smart of me. And it was pretty awesome because I have a video of that up on YouTube. If you guys want to watch that afterwards, I mean, it's pretty good if it'll help with my grade. But yeah, so I did that, and so a few weeks after that, I let my guard down because she hadn't had any revenge on me. So I was like, whatever. She's not gonna do it. She's too afraid. So I let my guard down. I was stupid. It was a huge mistake. So my birthday comes up, and I have a few friends over to spend the night, and we were watching a scary movie in the basement. We're so dumb. That was double stupid right there. Two, right in a row. Let your guard down, and then go watch a scary movie in the basement with all your friends who are wimps. Stupid. And so we're at the scariest part of paranormal activity. We're sitting there biting our nails, hiding under the covers, freaking out because it's so scary. And my mom chooses that moment to bang on the glass doors and scream and just yell at all of us. And it was so dark outside, we couldn't tell it was her. We didn't know what was happening. We were all freaking out because it's a scary movie, and then someone really is banging on the doors. And so we're double scared, and we're like, oh my god, should I be yelling at the TV or should I be yelling at the doors? I don't know. So everyone's like freaking out, crying and screaming, and, well, maybe not crying, but freaking out, really. And then my mom walks in, and she's like, yeah, that was me. Did you see how good I was right there? Yeah. And everyone else was not impressed. Everyone else was freaking out, and I felt kind of bad because it's kind of my fault that they all had to be that scared because I was the one that made her get revenge on me. But still was not cool of her, and all my friends were freaking out. So then, yeah, that was pretty much the last big prank we pulled. And I got my siblings into it, and we pulled one where we took salsa, honey mustard, and chocolate syrup, and we poured those in the toilet and then mixed it all together a little bit, and then called my mom in, and she was looking and wondering what had exploded in the toilet. And we chose that moment to jump out of the shower and scare her again while she was still bent over looking at the toilet, like, what? Ew. So, yeah, we got her back. And that's pretty much the biggest ones, but we've had some other good ones. But none of them have been quite as good as that second one that I pulled with the Nerf gun.